Welcome back to Wild Ones. We are back with another installment of your favorite web-based show. We have a special guest with us today, Mr. Chuck Billingsley. How do you feel on spicy foods? Where are you at on the spice level?
Yeah, I mean, I like spice. I mean, normally from like the medium to mild end of things. I mean, it's kind of where I tend to go. You know, not necessarily looking forward to this end of the plate over here, but I can do this, man.
Yeah. Without further ado, let's dive in. So,
all right.
Wing number one over here on the end is the good old jammin' jalapeno.
All right.
Go for it. Let's go back in time a little bit.
All right.
Where are you from originally?
I am from the lovely town of Cookeville, Tennessee.
Cookeville, Tennessee.
Born and raised there. Love it there. Still love to get back whenever I can. But yeah, that's my homeland.
Do you still have family there?
I do. Most of my family is still there. My parents still live there. My brother lives in a little town called Sparta, not too far from there. Lots of cousins and other folks still around that area.
So what made you do the trek down I-40 over here to Sumner County?
Well, you know, for me, it was kind of, I kind of wanted to get closer to a bigger city, get into Nashville. I always loved coming to Nashville when I was growing up. So that was part of it. The other big thing at the time is I just started dating Bethany at the time that I graduated college. And so, that was kind of like the big choice of, hey, do you want this relationship to move forward? You know, if so, you know, you can't keep doing the long distance thing. And so yeah, I did that, and then the rest is kind of history.
I think you made the right call.
I think it was a good call.
Yeah, that's good stuff. That's good. All right. Next up is the old Caribbean jerk.
Yes.
This next question is going to be a challenge for you.
All right.
Because you are not you're not a simple kind of guy. That if there's a story to be told, you want to tell the story, and I love that about you, which makes this extremely challenging for you. But we're going to put 60 seconds on the clock.
Wow.
And if you could, within a 60-second time frame, tell us all the story of the moment that you decided to become a follower of Jesus. Take us through it. Where were you at? Where were you thinking? So, on your mark, get set, go.
All right. So my coming to Jesus story kind of starts at the small church that I grew up in, where you know, they traditionally had an invitation song at the end of every service, and if you wanted to make that decision, that's when you did it. You went up, you got baptized, and so I was kind of sitting there one day, and like I said, it's a small church, not many people my age, and so I'm sitting there one Sunday, and Jason Brewington, Jason, I don't know if you're out there, if you see this, hope you're doing well, but Jason makes that decision to go up. Now Jason, like I said, he's a little bit younger than me, and so at that point the pressure's on, because I'm at that point the oldest kid in the church that had not done this, right? Yeah. So the pressure was on at that point, and not that I did it because of that, but I'm kind of an introvert, and that whole going up in front of the whole church, making that declaration was kind of an intimidating thing for me, you know, really. And so I went home later that week. I went to mom and dad, and I said, hey, I think now is the time. I think I decided I wanted to do this, but I don't want to wait till Sunday. Mm-hmm. You know, and hey, that was a big thing. Like, if you didn't want to wait, like you kind of made that decision right then, let's do it right now, you know. And so we called up some other folks from the church, and they went and unlocked the building, and Brother Red Heron, who was a mentor of mine at that time, came out, baptized me, and that was that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just a random Tuesday.
It was a random Tuesday. Yeah.
It's good. Well done. All right, moving on.
What we got next?
This one is Ty Curry.
Oh, I like Ty Curry. Sounds like that should be either a basketball player or a pop musician, right?
Ty Curry, the long-lost cousin of Steph Curry.
Ty Curry, wasn't he in a boy band?
I think so. It was a K-pop band, wasn't it?
That's really good.
So Chuck, in addition, you're a husband, you're a father, you're a guidance counselor, you're a high school guys small group leader here at Northfield.
Yes, I am.
In addition to all of that, though,
Yes.
you operate a mixed medium blog called The Low Gravy. What was your inspiration for The Low Gravy, and what might someone find on TLG?
Oh man, my inspiration, really came from a lot of places. But when I started The Low Gravy, it was really just more of an outlet for me to kind of share some of the creative stuff that I do, but also to just kind of hopefully draw other people in. I said when I started it, I wanted to kind of be like the front porch of the internet, a place where you can kind of, like down south, we like to sit on the front porch with a glass of sweet tea, talk to your neighbors, kind of just hang out and enjoy life, and that's kind of what I intended for that to be. And that's kind of been my goal. I just wanted to be somewhere that's positive and kind of showcases kind of the great things about the region we live in.
Very nice. You said growing. I did some digging on on the Low Gravy
excellent.
in there, and so reading just from some of your words in there. Your mom worked at was it a beauty salon?
She did. My mom worked at a beauty salon.
Mm-hmm.
When I was very young, around the time my brother came around, my brother's born. He didn't just like walk in one day as a 5-year-old.
He just showed up just down the road.
Around the time my brother was born, my dad, we had a basement garage, a 2-car garage, and so he converted one of those garages into a beauty salon. And so mom was able to work from home, which was great. And so I kind of grew up around that. Friday, Saturday at home when I wasn't in school, I was down there hanging out with all the ladies at the salon. It was a really unique experience growing up, and one I wouldn't trade for anything. It was really cool.
Yeah, you were in the know on all like the hot gossip.
I kind of had all the town gossip, knew exactly what was going on. Yeah. It was good for that for sure.
I love how the way that in those formative years as we get brought up that we can use that, and it brings about this creativity into who we are today. Because we've talked before, Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and those mediums of catching up with people and being around people, that's not front porch. That's so fast paced.
It is.
What you're looking for is, how can we slow down? How can we breathe? How can we just appreciate the art and the beauty that's going on around us? And so I think that's something that we all need to do a little bit better of. And so I guess
I'm a pretty slow paced person. If you've been around me, you know that. It can be sometimes a little bit frustrating for my family, because I'm always wanting to take the long way around. If we're driving, I want to stay off the interstate, take some back roads. I'm not in a hurry to get places and do things because I want to just experience everything that's out there.
Yeah. Let's move on. Next up is the old hot barbecue.
Hot barbecue.
Yeah, I think that's actually Eli Covington's nickname.
Oh well, I could see that, man.
So next time you see him, just say, "What up, hot barbecue?" and he'll know what's up. Still working on mine.
No hurries, man.
Hey,
let's just enjoy being together.
We're just front porching right now. We should have alternate location.
We are living out the Low Gravy right here, buddy.
Is that so? Chuck, in a self-written biography, you once said, "When I was a kid, there was nothing I wanted to be more than an artist, except maybe a professional wrestler. But that's another story for another day." Chuck, today it is another day.
Wow.
I would like to know. Let's talk wrestling.
Are you sure I wrote this? I really wrote this. It's out there somewhere.
I found it on Low Gravy.
Okay.
I told you I did a little digging.
Man,
so we'll put the link up.
This is
right here at the bottom. You'll find it.
I guess I walked right into this one.
You did.
Can't do anything at this
point. Self-written. So, let's talk wrestling for a second.
Okay.
In your opinion, what's the greatest era of wrestling of all time?
That's an easy one. The greatest era of wrestling, without a doubt, was the 1980s. It was back at that time. It was still very much a regional thing. That was before what I knew as the WWF. Now the WWE kind of took over the whole business. Big fan of the NWA, Mid-South. Like the stuff coming out of Memphis. Like to watch Jerry the King Lawler on Saturdays, and the Road Warriors are my favorite tag team of all time. The Four Horsemen. the original lineup, of course, the Anderson brothers. I mean, that was the greatest era of pro wrestling for sure. I mean, they were just, that's back when your grandmother would go to the show at the local junior high school, and she absolutely believed exactly what was going on was real. Man, that these guys hate each other, and she was upset, and just those days were the best.
That sounds like a scene I want to be around. For me, I grew up in the wrestling era of like The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, the early wave of John Cena,
Right.
him coming on the scene.
And those guys are all great. I mean, they had some excellent gimmicks. I really love what some of those guys do, but it is commercialized. I mean, it's kind of a packaged product, and things like that. Back then, you had guys that were kind of, shooting their own promos and doing their own thing, and it kind of just had its own personality that you kind of lose when you get too big.
So I know that you've thought about it. If in your childhood dreams of one day becoming a professional wrestler, it probably means that you had a wrestling name in mind, and maybe even a finishing move. So I don't want you to demonstrate on me what your finishing move would have been.
Yeah.
But I would like to know, did you have a wrestling name picked out?
Well, I did, and honestly, I mean, this is something that maybe didn't come around until like actually a little bit later in life. But I kind of thought like, okay, if I was gonna wrestle, what would my name be? And so back in that era, there was a group of wrestlers who were known as the Moondogs, right? And there was Moondog Spot, Moondog Rex. There were all these guys, like different guys that would like kind of come in and out of this tag team, right? But there was always like a new guy coming in who was Moondog Trent or something. So my persona, if I was going to wrestle, I thought would be Moondog Chuck.
Chuck.
It just seemed like an easy thing to kind of slide into, and so that was kind of the idea that if I was a wrestler, this is what I would do. And sometimes even though I'm not wrestling, sometimes when some of the stuff I paint, I kind of have used that as a signature that I use sometimes on some of the stuff that I do there. So who knows? Maybe one day it'll be used in the ring too.
Maybe. We can only hope.
We can. I mean, all of us, right?
Before we move on, I would like to make a request of you.
Okay.
Can I get your best Ric Flair?
Oh, great. Well, I mean, look, let's just be honest. I mean, first of all, I mean, no one can do that like the Nature Boy. But,
no, you're right.
But we all like to imitate the Nature Boy. Sometimes, I mean, whether it be, like, in front of the bathroom mirror when you get ready for work or whatever. So, I'm sure I'm going to butcher this.
It's all right.
But I just have to say, Trent, thank you for bringing me out for the wings. It's a great honor for a limousine riding, jet flying guy like me. Woo!
Woo! Right here.
That was amazing.
That was weak.
That was worth the price of admission.
Woo! Right here.
I'm sorry, Rick, wherever you're watching tonight. You deserve better.
But to be the man, you gotta beat the man, and I'm saying, woo! Right here.
Give me a break.
All right, we should move on before
Let's do it.
Moondog Chuck gets in the ring over here. This next one is hot.
Hot. I mean, were the others not hot?
No, not until this point.
I mean, Ty Curry was hot.
Yeah. We're just straight up.
Went 10 for 10 last night from the 3-point line. Did you see that?
So, Chuck, this is a segment that we call This or That.
Let's see if the celery works.
Yeah, it does. I'm going to give you two options, and you're going to choose this or that. Are you ready?
Like, I just had an option between celery and milk, and I chose celery. It's a good choice.
There you go. How about between dogs or cats?
Okay, despite my name, we do have one pet. It's a cat, so I'd have to say cats.
You're a cat guy, huh?
I'm a cat guy. I mean, I wasn't always a cat guy, but
Hey, there ain't no shame in
she does her thing. I do mine. We can live together peacefully. It's a nice balance.
That's good.
All
That's
right.
good. Would you prefer to call or text?
Text.
Text. Cake or pie?
Pie.
High tech, low tech?
Low tech.
Low tech. you rather play card games or board games?
Probably board games.
Would you rather drive or be the passenger?
Ooh, drive.
Drive. Money or free time?
Free time.
Would you, in your toilet paper game, are you over or are you under?
I'm over.
Over.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Yes.
Waffles or pancakes?
Waffles.
Coke or Pepsi?
I'm a Coke guy.
Yeah. Iced coffee, hot coffee.
If I can afford it, I'd rather have an iced mocha than any other coffee drink.
Iced mocha. There it
Yes,
is. There-
absolutely.
Take notes, everybody.
Take notes.
Iced mocha. Would you rather watch the book? Watch the book.
Watch the book. That is
Yeah.
yes. That is
Would you rather
what
watch
I
the
prefer.
book or read the movie?
I always watch the book.
Always watch
I
the
watch
book.
it sit there.
Would you rather read the book or watch the movie?
I'm a big. I like to read and watch movies, but I would say I like movies maybe slightly better than books.
Okay. Crunchy or puffs?
Crunchy.
Crunchy.
I
Good.
don't even know
Good answer.
what I'm answering there, but
Cheetos.
oh,
Crunchy or puffs?
yeah, sure, crunchy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And of course, the
Yes.
pinnacle of this or that. White gravy or brown gravy?
Oh, absolutely white gravy.
White gravy.
There is no other gravy than
Yeah.
white gravy.
Yeah.
Put a little sausage in there, a little pepper. Yeah, that's the way you want to go.
Who in your
Biscuits.
life? Who in your life has made the best gravy?
Definitely my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, mom is the master of gravy.
It's the
Yes.
gravy queen.
Yes.
There in the Billingsley household. Here, next
So
up,
we're done now, right?
almost.
Oh,
You could say that.
we're gonna eat these.
We are. Next up is mango habanero.
Oh, that sounds
So
pretty
this
harmless.
one's it is. It's
All right.
relatively sweet.
Yeah.
Careful, little sneak up.
It's getting hotter.
It's coming at you.
Oh mercy.
So, Chuck, you spent a lot of your professional career in education in that realm. So,
Yes.
if you had a platform like, say, this one with a 3-camera shoot in front of you, you had a platform to communicate one truth on behalf of the school system to your students, what would that be?
I think if I could just say one thing, I mean, it would be that, education is important. And that's coming from someone who didn't always value education. When I was in high school, especially early on in high school, college was not on my radar. I didn't plan on doing anything. I just wanted to graduate and move on with life. At some point, someone changed my mind about that. I went to college. I now have a master's degree, which I would have never expected to happen. At some point in there, I learned to love learning, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I would just say that to students out there anywhere is try to get at the heart of what your teachers are really trying to say to you, because the people I work with love what they're doing. They love their kids. Same thing, in churches. I mean, the people that work with kids are doing it because they genuinely care about your future. And so listen to what they're trying to say to you. Do your own stuff. Like get out there, find things that interest you and do your own research. Dive deep into stuff and just learn all you can.
Yeah, very good. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
We're in the final two.
All right.
So, in this next one, it is it's time to get wild. That's the name of the sauce.
Oh, okay.
It's,
Wild sauce.
it is.
You really loaded this one up, Trent. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Or Josh. Josh, whoever the guilty person is.
So you are the husband to Bethany and the father to 2 amazing daughters, Hannah and Sarah Beth. What is the best and what is the most challenging part of being a #girl dad?
Well, definitely the best part is that they just open your eyes to so many things that, I mean, I grew up with a brother, and when Hannah was born, she was the first girl on my mom's side of the family since my mother was born.
Oh, wow.
So just, seeing how much they enjoyed her and now Sarah Beth, now that she's here, just the excitement that and the bond that I see them have with their mother, with their grandmothers, aunts, things like that. It's just a neat thing and a thing that I never saw, a perspective I never saw growing up with a brother, dad, uncles who were kind of my mentors and things like that. It's kind of let me see kind of the other perspective on a lot of things.
Very good. Are there any challenges to being a girl dad?
There absolutely are challenges. I think the biggest challenge is, well, number one, I mean, I'm always outnumbered in my house. So here's what I found is that the girls are going to stick together.
Yep.
So I have to concede, a lot of times and just let them win the argument because, I mean, you can't beat everybody. So there's that. And, but really, I mean, I think the other thing is that as a father, I do have a different experience than they're having as they grow up, and so I think the biggest challenge is trying to give them good advice, be a good father, and at the same time kind of back off when I need to and understand, like, hey, they're having their own journey and own experience here. You got to kind of let that happen and not try to not try to be so controlling and not try to be the one who always has the right thing to say. Sometimes you just have to kind of back off, listen, and kind of, be there when they need you.
Yeah, that's great. Did I hear correctly, too, your cat is also
Our cat
girl
is
as well.
Female, yes.
So it's 4-to-1.
Work in an office with a lot of women. It's I'm surrounded.
That's all right.
Most of the time.
Well, that's okay. It actually ties in really well to our last question, so I'm going to go ahead and just top off the water over here because I know I'm going to need it. You got some milk.
We have a little preemptive milk here.
Yeah, that may be a good call. We're jumping into blazing, and it is customary around here for, on the last one, like we'll just take a little bit, take the sauce, and we'll just put a little extra on the top.
We don't have to do that.
That's totally up to you. You don't have
to. We can be Trent. We can be whoever we want to be. We don't have to do something just because everybody else did it.
That's fair.
As a matter of fact, if you don't drink some of that milk, have you been drinking that milk? It looks like half.
It does look. Is it half empty?
Are you sure you didn't have a little bit of that?
I did not.
Okay.
I don't think that I did. So
Just wanted to check.
There you go. Just a little boop, boop there.
I'm a man. I'll take some.
There it is.
Boop.
Nice. Oh, a little double boop.
Oh, golly.
A little double boop there.
I don't want that.
I like that. I'll give you the choice. Would you rather hear the question, eat the wing, then answer? Or would you rather eat the wing, then hear the question and try to answer?
So there's not a scenario where I hear the question, answer the question, then eat the wing.
No, there's not.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Then in that case, I'm either one's just as miserable to me.
Let's eat. Let's eat. Then
Let's
we'll
eat.
ask.
Okay.
Let's do that. We'll jump right into the pain. To the wing.
Oh. It's in the back of my throat. That's the worst thing ever. Oh, dude. A lot of people like that.
They don't. I don't think. If they do, I got some better questions than what we can ask right here.
This is a very emotional time for both of us, Trent.
I just realized that you're waiting on me to answer.
I
Ask a question.
You don't have to ask it, Trent. You don't have to ask this question. I know what you're thinking.
Well, Chuck, to finish up our journey today, what are 3 things that every man should know how to do by the time they're 30?
3 things that every man should know how to do by the time they're 30. Okay. All right. Let's. I'm gonna skip the easy stuff. I'm not gonna say like change a tire, change your oil. I mean,
You
obviously should. Right. That is true. Right. So before you're 30, you should know how to talk to a woman. You should know how to go to your public library and check out a book. And by the time you are 30, you should know how to file your own taxes.
Oh, very good.
I don't know.
Of those three, which are you the best at doing?
I'm probably the best at going to the library and checking out books. It's a pretty simple thing. It's not all that complicated.
That's true.
I mean, I can talk to my wife, but it's still,
Still weird sometimes.
I mean, it has its challenges. I mean, am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
Love you, Bethany. You should come do this.
That's good. That would be a great addition to.
Absolutely.
Whew.
Oh.
Well,
Those were all good.
they were all something.
Yeah. My mouth's kind of burning right now, but
I'm feeling that.
it's all right. That's more celery than I've eaten in the last 10 years.
Same. Whew. I'm lit right now.
So Trent, what's the best thing about hosting a show like this?
The best thing about hosting a show like this is I get an opportunity to enjoy one of my favorite restaurants, Buffalo Wild Wings, which is a backseat to the real reason that I love this is because I get to sit with people that I call friends and family and get to know each other better. There's a hustle that comes with life. Whew.
There's milk there.
There is milk there. There's a hustle that comes with life, and I think in the nature of, ministry and balance and family and all that. And so the times that you want to spend together and enjoy and just sit around on the front porch and drinking sweet tea, those moments don't happen unless you really kind of carve that time out. And so this was a very intentional way that, how do we carve that time out and make that happen? So
It's awesome.
that's what I love.
So it's a good way to get to know people.
It is. You get to see their true faces. So, very good. Well, Chuck, thank you for joining us on this week of Wild Ones. Those of you watching at home, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Be sure to follow us on our socials. You can find it all kind of within this realm of the screen. That would be wonderful. Chuck, thank you.
Thank you, Trent.
We'll see you on the Low Gravy.
All right, man.
Moondog Chuck, everybody. Woo!